In a world filled with constant noise, stress, and pressure to always do more, finding real happiness can seem like something impossible. It's easy to feel like happiness is something you're always chasing, but never quite reaching. But what if the key to true happiness has been with us all along? What if the answers are hidden in the ancient teachings that have been passed down for thousands of years? Buddhism, one of the oldest philosophies, offers simple but deep wisdom that can guide us toward peace and fulfillment. These teachings help us find balance in our busy lives, giving us a way to experience joy and calm, no matter what is happening around us. For centuries, Buddhism has shown us a path to living a more peaceful and content life. It doesn't require us to do anything fancy or complicated. Instead, it helps us understand simple truths about ourselves and the world around us. These truths can change the way we look at life, making it easier to let go of stress and feel more at ease. In this video, we will share 7 powerful secrets that come from Buddhist teachings. These secrets have the potential to transform how we live, helping us break free from the chaos and confusion of everyday life. By following these principles, we can rediscover what it truly means to be happy. These Buddhist insights are not just about understanding the world. They are about changing how we feel on the inside. When we start to live by these teachings, we begin to experience life in a new way. We start to feel lighter, more at peace, and more connected to the joy that is already inside us. So stay with us, because these ancient secrets have the power to change not only how you live, but also how you feel every day. 1. Gratitude is your superpower. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can experience, and it has a remarkable ability to change the way we see the world around us. When we practice gratitude, we shift our focus from the things we lack or wish we had to the abundance that already exists in our lives. Instead of feeling unhappy or dissatisfied with what we don't have, we begin to see the beauty and goodness in the everyday moments that we often overlook. This simple shift in perspective can make a huge difference in how we feel and how we approach our lives. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the never-ending cycle of wanting more, achieving more, and constantly comparing ourselves to others. We often focus on the things we don't have, whether it's money, possessions, success, or even certain relationships. However, by practicing gratitude, we can break free from this mindset and start to recognize the many blessings that surround us every day. Gratitude helps us to stop and appreciate what we already have, rather than focusing on what we don't. One of the most beautiful aspects of gratitude is that it can help us appreciate the smallest things in life. It's not always about big moments or grand achievements, but about noticing the small, everyday blessings that can easily be overlooked. For example, think about the warmth of the sun on a chilly day. How often do we take that for granted? The feeling of the sun on our skin can be a simple but powerful reminder of nature's beauty and the simple pleasures that are available to us every day. Another simple blessing we often miss is the kindness of others. Have you ever noticed the smile of a stranger as you walk by? It might seem like a small gesture, but it can have a big impact on how we feel. Gratitude helps us notice these moments and appreciate them for what they are. Whether it's a friendly gesture, a helping hand, or a moment of connection with someone else, gratitude teaches us to notice and appreciate these small acts of kindness. Gratitude also helps us appreciate the joy that comes from simple experiences. Think about your favorite song playing on the radio. How often do we rush through life without stopping to enjoy the music or the memories it brings? When we practice gratitude, we become more aware of these little joys and can savor them more deeply. Life is full of these small moments of happiness, but we often overlook them in our busy lives. Gratitude helps us slow down and pay attention to the things that truly bring us joy. When we focus on these small moments of joy and kindness, we begin to notice that there is a lot more to be grateful for than we originally thought. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what we don't have, we start to feel more content with what we do have. Gratitude changes our perspective and helps us to see the world in a more positive light. When we shift our focus to the things we appreciate, it's easier to let go of negative thoughts and feelings and embrace a more optimistic outlook on life. But the benefits of gratitude don't stop there. Practicing gratitude also has a powerful impact on how we handle challenges and difficult situations. Life is full of obstacles, and we all face challenges from time to time. Whether it's dealing with stress at work, facing personal struggles, or navigating tough times in our relationships, we all encounter challenges that can leave us feeling drained or defeated. However, when we practice gratitude, we equip ourselves with the mindset needed to handle these challenges in a more positive and constructive way. Gratitude helps us approach difficulties with a sense of openness and resilience. Instead of focusing on the problems, we learn to look for the lessons and opportunities that can arise from difficult situations. When we practice gratitude, we begin to see setbacks as temporary, and we start to believe that there is always something positive to learn from every experience. This shift in mindset can make a huge difference in how we respond to challenges, allowing us to face them with more courage and strength. One of the easiest ways to practice gratitude is by starting a daily gratitude journal. This is a simple and effective method that can help you focus on the positive aspects of your life. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on the things you are grateful for and write them down. These could be big things, like the love of your family or a new opportunity at work, or they could be smaller, everyday moments, like a delicious meal, a productive conversation, or a funny moment with friends. The key is to find 3 specific things you are grateful for each day and write them down. By writing down your gratitude, you create a record of the positive things in your life that you can revisit whenever you need a reminder of what truly matters. Over time, this practice begins to change your mindset. As you make gratitude a daily habit, your brain becomes trained to naturally seek out positive experiences and moments of joy. Instead of focusing on the negative or feeling discouraged, you'll start to notice the small positive moments that make life so special. As you continue with this practice, you'll begin to notice profound changes in how you experience life. Moments of happiness become more vivid and meaningful. You'll start to find joy in the things that once seemed ordinary, and you'll feel a deeper sense of appreciation for the people and experiences that bring you joy. Gratitude helps you connect to the present moment, allowing you to enjoy life as it unfolds, rather than worrying about what's coming next or dwelling on past mistakes. In addition to enhancing our overall happiness, gratitude also makes us more resilient to stress. Life can be tough at times, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by the pressures we face. But when we practice gratitude, we create a mental and emotional buffer against stress. Gratitude helps us stay grounded, even during difficult times, by reminding us of the positive aspects of our lives. This makes it easier to cope with stress and bounce back from challenges. With continued practice, gratitude also has a lasting impact on our overall outlook on life. It can help us shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, where we believe that there is always something to be grateful for, no matter what challenges we face. This positive mindset can help us build stronger, more fulfilling relationships as we learn to appreciate the people around us more deeply. It can also increase our sense of self-worth as we become more aware of the things we've accomplished and the strengths we possess. Gratitude isn't just an occasional feeling that comes and goes. It's a powerful mindset that can transform your life from the inside out. It's a way of seeing the world that allows you to focus on the good rather than the bad. And the more you practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes. Soon, it won't just be something you do once in a while. It will become a way of life. With time, your happiness will grow steadily, and you'll find that life becomes brighter, more fulfilling, and full of joy. So give gratitude a try, and watch as your life transforms, one moment of appreciation at a time. 2. Prioritize relationships. Our connections with others are often considered one of the greatest sources of happiness and fulfillment in life. The people we share our time with, family, friends, colleagues, and even members of our community, shape our experiences and contribute significantly to our sense of well-being. In Buddhism, relationships are highly valued, and the teachings emphasize that strong, supportive bonds with those around us are a foundation for a joyful and meaningful life. Buddhism encourages us to recognize the importance of cultivating relationships based on love, understanding, and mutual respect. By prioritizing relationships, we open ourselves to deeper emotional connections and a more fulfilling existence. Human beings are naturally social creatures. We thrive when we have people to support us, to laugh with us, and to help us navigate the challenges of life. But in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted and lose sight of the value of the relationships we have. Sometimes we get caught up in our busy schedules or personal struggles and forget to nurture the connections that bring us the most joy. However, by consciously choosing to prioritize our relationships, we not only enrich our own lives, but also create a positive impact on the lives of others. In Buddhism, the concept of Sangha, which refers to the community of people we surround ourselves with, is one of the three jewels, alongside the Buddha and the Dharma, the teachings. The community plays a vital role in the practice of Buddhism because it provides a space for mutual care, understanding, and support. A strong Sangha helps us grow spiritually, emotionally, and socially. It teaches us that we are not isolated in our journey. Instead, we are part of a greater network of beings who share similar goals of peace, compassion, and enlightenment. By nurturing these relationships, we create a harmonious environment that promotes joy and well-being. One of the simplest and most effective ways to strengthen our relationships is to be fully present when we interact with others. In a world filled with distractions, such as smartphones, social media, and endless to-do lists, it's easy to get caught up in multitasking when we spend time with others. But the quality of our connections greatly improves when we give our full attention to the people we are with. When we are present, we listen without distractions, we engage in meaningful conversations, and we show genuine interest in their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Listening attentively is one of the most powerful tools for building strong relationships. It demonstrates respect and validation. Everyone wants to be heard and understood, and by offering our full attention to others, we create a space where they can express themselves freely. In return, we learn more about them, their needs, and their desires. Active listening builds trust and deepens our emotional connection with others. When we make a conscious effort to listen, we also create a positive environment that invites open communication and mutual understanding. Another important aspect of strengthening relationships is showing gratitude. Gratitude is a central theme in Buddhist philosophy, and it plays a key role in maintaining healthy relationships. When we express gratitude for the people in our lives, we acknowledge their value and the positive impact they have on us. A simple thank you or a heartfelt expression of appreciation can go a long way in making someone feel valued and loved. Gratitude not only strengthens our connections with others, but also boosts our own happiness by shifting our focus toward the positive aspects of our relationships. Small acts of kindness can make a big difference in strengthening relationships. Kindness doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. It's the little gestures that often matter the most. A heartfelt compliment, a kind word of encouragement, or a thoughtful gesture like making someone's favorite tea or offering a helping hand can brighten someone's day and deepen your bond with them. These small acts demonstrate that you care and that you are paying attention to their needs. In Buddhism, practicing metta, or loving kindness, is essential for cultivating positive relationships. When we extend kindness to others, we create an atmosphere of love and compassion that fosters deeper connections. Spending quality time together is another way to strengthen relationships. In our busy world, it's easy to neglect spending time with the people who matter most. However, quality time doesn't necessarily mean doing something special or expensive. It can simply mean sitting down for a cup of coffee, enjoying a walk together, or having a meaningful conversation. When we spend time with someone, we send a message that they are important to us. It's during these moments of shared time that we create memories, deepen our understanding of each other, and build trust. In Buddhism, the concept of sati, mindfulness, encourages us to be present in the moment and fully engage in the experience. This applies to our relationships as well. When we spend quality time with others, we are practicing mindfulness, giving them our full attention, and creating meaningful connections. However, relationships are not always easy. No one is perfect, and misunderstandings or conflicts are bound to arise. It's a natural part of being human. What matters is how we handle these challenges. Instead of holding on to anger or resentment, we can approach difficult moments with empathy and compassion. Forgiveness is a key aspect of Buddhist teachings, and it plays an important role in healing relationships. Holding on to grudges only causes pain and prevents growth, both for ourselves and for others. By practicing forgiveness, we allow ourselves to move past hurt feelings and open our hearts to healing and reconciliation. This doesn't mean we ignore or condone harmful behavior, but rather that we choose to let go of the negative emotions that hold us back from finding peace. Buddhism teaches that when we hold on to anger, we are essentially hurting ourselves. Negative emotions like anger, jealousy, and resentment create suffering within us. By letting go of these feelings, we create space for love, understanding, and compassion. Compassionate listening and understanding can help us move through conflicts with more grace and openness, leading to stronger, more resilient relationships. When we approach conflicts with a willingness to forgive, we foster healing and restore harmony in our connections. Reflecting on our relationships can be a powerful tool for growth. Are there relationships in your life that could benefit from a little extra care or attention? Perhaps there's a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or a family member who might appreciate a simple gesture of love. In our busy lives, it's easy to take people for granted, but taking the time to reach out and show someone you care can make a huge difference. A quick phone call, a text message, or even a handwritten note can rekindle a connection and remind someone that they are loved and valued. The beauty of relationships is that they are a two-way street. When we invest time and energy into strengthening our relationships, we not only foster happiness in others, but we also deepen our own sense of belonging and joy. The more we give, the more we receive. This mutual exchange of love, support, and understanding creates a cycle of positive energy that enhances everyone's well-being. Relationships nourish us, and in turn, we nourish others. By building strong connections, we create a community of love and care, that extends far beyond our immediate circles. In the end, The relationships we build are what make life truly meaningful. Buddhism teaches us that life is interconnected, and we are all part of a larger network of beings. Our connections with others are not just about our personal happiness, they are also about contributing to the happiness of others. When we prioritize kindness, understanding, and compassion in our relationships, we create a ripple effect of positivity that can change the world around us. So, take a moment to reflect on your relationships today. Are there ways you can nurture them, show more love, or offer more support? By making an effort to prioritize and strengthen your connections, you'll not only foster happiness in others, but also cultivate a deeper sense of joy and fulfillment in your own life. 3. Focus on the present moment. The present moment is the only time we truly have. It's where life happens, where everything we experience is unfolding. Yet, despite this truth, many of us often find ourselves lost in thoughts about the past or anxieties about the future. We may replay old memories, wishing we had done something differently, or worry about what's to come, fearing what might go wrong. This constant mental wandering pulls us away from the richness of the present moment and prevents us from fully experiencing the life that is right in front of us. The practice of mindfulness, as taught in Buddhism, offers a solution to this challenge. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the here and now, without judgment, and it's one of the most powerful tools we can use to experience life deeply and authentically. Buddhism teaches us that our minds are often distracted by regrets and worries, but the present moment holds the key to clarity, peace, and joy. When we focus on the present, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties about the future. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only thing we can control is how we experience the present moment. By embracing mindfulness, we allow ourselves to step out of the cycle of overthinking and into the reality of the now, where we can truly feel alive and connected to the world around us. Mindfulness does not require grand, complex actions. It doesn't mean we need to meditate for hours or change our entire lifestyle. Instead, mindfulness can be practiced in small, everyday moments that we often overlook. It's about being fully engaged in whatever we are doing, no matter how mundane it may seem. For example, when you eat a meal, mindfulness invites you to truly savor the experience. Instead of mindlessly shoveling food into your mouth while scrolling through your phone, take the time to notice the flavors, textures, and aroma of the food. Eating becomes a sensory experience, one that grounds you in the present moment. You might notice the sweetness of an apple, the crunch of a vegetable, or the warmth of a cup of tea. By focusing on these details, you can transform an ordinary meal into a moment of mindfulness. Similarly, mindfulness can be practiced when walking. When you walk, slow down and pay attention to the rhythm of your steps. Feel the ground beneath your feet and notice the sensation of your muscles moving as you walk. Take in the sights around you, the colors of the trees, the sky, or even the people passing by. Often we walk through life without paying attention to these simple pleasures, but mindfulness teaches us to notice and appreciate the small details that make up our daily existence. By bringing our awareness to these experiences, we can find a sense of peace and contentment, even in the most ordinary moments. One of the simplest ways to practice mindfulness is by focusing on your breath. Breathing is something we do automatically, yet it's also a powerful anchor to the present moment. When you focus on the sensation of your breath, you are brought back to the now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, noticing how the air feels as it enters your body. Then exhale slowly, feeling the breath leave your lungs. Just by focusing on the flow of your breath, you can ground yourself in the present and bring a sense of calm to your mind. This simple practice can be done anywhere, at your desk, while waiting in line, or even while sitting in traffic. By tuning into your breath, you can cultivate mindfulness in every moment. Mindfulness also helps us manage our emotions more effectively. When we are caught up in negative thought patterns, such as dwelling on past mistakes or fearing future events, we can become overwhelmed by our emotions. However, mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, as though we are simply watching them pass by like clouds in the sky. By stepping back and observing our emotions without reacting to them, we can prevent ourselves from getting caught in a spiral of negativity. For example, if you feel angry or frustrated, mindfulness encourages you to acknowledge those emotions without becoming consumed by them. You might say to yourself, "I am feeling angry right now," and then allow that feeling to come and go. By practicing this kind of emotional awareness, we can respond to situations with greater calm and intention rather than reacting impulsively. Another benefit of mindfulness is that it can help us be more intentional with our actions. In our busy lives, we often go through the motions of our daily routines without really thinking about what we are doing. Mindfulness encourages us to be fully present with our actions, whether we're washing the dishes, driving, or having a conversation with a friend. Instead of rushing through these tasks or letting our minds wander, mindfulness invites us to engage with each moment fully. For example, when you're having a conversation with someone, mindfulness means putting aside distractions, like your phone, and truly listening to what the other person is saying. You focus on their words, their tone, and their body language. This kind of mindful attention not only strengthens relationships, but also helps us to experience life more deeply. If you're new to mindfulness, it can be helpful to start with small steps. You don't need to make drastic changes all at once. Begin by dedicating just a few minutes each day to mindfulness practice. One simple method is to sit quietly for 5 minutes, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. As you breathe in and out, try to bring your attention fully to the sensation of the breath. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the breath. You may also choose to focus on the sounds, smells, and sensations around you. This practice doesn't need to be long or complicated, but even 5 minutes of mindfulness can bring a sense of calm and presence to your day. Over time, as you practice mindfulness regularly, it will become easier to integrate into your daily life. Instead of needing a formal meditation session, you'll find yourself naturally tuning into the present moment throughout the day. The more you practice mindfulness, the more natural it becomes to focus on the here and now, and the more you'll experience the joy and peace that come from living in the present. Whether you're eating, walking, or talking with others, you'll begin to notice more fully the beauty and richness of each moment. Mindfulness doesn't just improve our ability to stay present in the moment, it can also have a profound impact on our overall well-being. By focusing on the present and letting go of past regrets and future worries, we reduce stress and anxiety. We become less overwhelmed by the pressures of life and more able to handle challenges with calm and clarity. In the long run, mindfulness can help us cultivate a deeper sense of contentment and happiness. When we stop chasing after the past or the future, we realize that the present is enough. It's in this moment, this breath, this step, where life truly happens. The present is the only moment we can truly control, and it's where we can find true happiness. By practicing mindfulness, we can embrace life as it unfolds with all its ups and downs and experience the richness of each moment. Life doesn't have to be filled with anxiety about what's next or regrets about what's past. The present moment offers us the chance to simply be, to experience, and to appreciate. So, start small, take time to focus on the present, and watch how it transforms your life. The more you practice, the more you'll realize that the present is enough. It's the only moment we really need. 4. Pursue purpose, not perfection. Perfection is often seen as the ultimate goal, but it's actually an illusion that can trap us in cycles of self-doubt, frustration, and constant striving. No matter how hard we try, perfection is always just out of reach, and this can make us feel like we're never enough. Buddhism teaches us that trying to attain perfection is not the path to true happiness. Instead, we are encouraged to focus on living a life filled with purpose and meaning, which can bring us much deeper fulfillment than the fleeting satisfaction of trying to be flawless. When we align our actions with our core values and passions, we open the door to a sense of contentment that doesn't rely on perfection. In Buddhism, the idea of living with purpose means understanding what truly matters to us and making choices based on those things. It's about identifying what brings us joy, what makes us feel connected to the world, and what gives our lives depth. Ask yourself, what are the things that light up your soul? What makes you feel alive and present? For some, it may be creating art or music, while for others, it could be helping those in need, cultivating strong relationships, or working on a meaningful project. You might even find purpose in something as simple as living with kindness, honesty, or integrity in all your interactions. The idea of purpose isn't about doing something grand or extraordinary. It's about finding and pursuing what truly matters to you, no matter how small it may seem. Small, consistent acts of living with intention can have a profound impact on your happiness and sense of fulfillment. Purpose doesn't need to be a big, flashy goal. It's the ongoing commitment to live in a way that reflects your true self and values. The pressure to be perfect often comes from a place of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of not being enough. We can spend so much time and energy worrying about what others think, or trying to avoid making mistakes that we forget to focus on what really matters. But when we shift our focus to living with purpose, we begin to see imperfections in a new light. Mistakes and challenges are no longer signs of failure. Instead, they become valuable opportunities to learn, grow, and better understand ourselves and the world around us. Life becomes less about meeting impossible standards and more about embracing the journey and learning from every experience, no matter how imperfect it may seem. Take time to reflect on your life. Are the things you do every day aligned with your deepest values and passions? Do your actions reflect the person you truly want to be? If not, this is where change begins. It doesn't have to be a huge transformation. Even small adjustments, like setting aside time to volunteer, reconnecting with an old passion, or being kinder to yourself, can make a big difference. The key is to take small steps toward living in a way that feels true to who you are and what you value. By focusing on purpose instead of perfection, you free yourself from the constant pressure to measure up to unrealistic expectations. When you stop chasing an unattainable ideal, you create space for more authentic experiences, where mistakes become part of the process, not a sign of failure. Living a purposeful life is about finding peace with imperfection and embracing the idea that growth happens through experience. It's about living fully, learning, and being kind to yourself along the way. When you prioritize purpose over perfection, you open the door to a richer, more fulfilling way of living. 5. Embrace change as growth. Change is one of the few constants in life, yet it's something that many of us struggle with. Whether it's a new job, the end of a relationship, or simply the passing of time, change often feels uncomfortable, unsettling, and full of uncertainty. The unknown can make us anxious, and it's easy to resist the shifts that occur in our lives, wishing for stability or for things to remain the same. However, Buddhism offers a powerful perspective on change, teaching us that impermanence is a natural and inevitable part of life. Instead of fearing or resisting it, we are encouraged to embrace change as a means of growth, self-discovery, and transformation. The concept of impermanence, or anicca, is central in Buddhism. It reminds us that nothing in life is permanent. Everything changes, from the seasons to our emotions, relationships, and even the world around us. While change can be difficult to accept, understanding its role in the larger picture of life can help us move from a place of fear and resistance to a place of acceptance and peace. When we fight change, we create suffering. This resistance arises when we cling to what was, whether it's a past version of ourselves, an old relationship, or familiar circumstances. Holding on to these attachments prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment. We miss out on the opportunities that arise in the here and now because we are too focused on what has passed or what is yet to come. Instead of resisting change, Buddhism encourages us to see it as a natural flow of life. When we accept that change is inevitable, we open ourselves to new possibilities, new perspectives, and new experiences. This acceptance doesn't mean that we won't feel uncomfortable or sad during times of transition, but it allows us to handle those emotions in a healthier way. By embracing change, we gain a deeper sense of resilience and adaptability. We stop seeing change as a threat and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. This shift in perspective can be incredibly empowering. Rather than asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" By reframing our thoughts, we begin to approach change with curiosity and an open heart instead of fear and resistance. Consider a time in your life when a significant change ultimately led to something positive. Perhaps moving to a new city introduced you to new friends, new experiences, and a new way of life. Or maybe the end of a difficult relationship made space for personal growth, healing, and a better understanding of yourself. These examples remind us that even though change can feel challenging, it often paves the way for new beginnings, deeper understanding, and unexpected blessings. The discomfort we feel in the face of change is often the result of our attachment to the past or our fear of the unknown. But when we allow ourselves to let go of these attachments, we are free to embrace the present and all the opportunities it holds. Buddhism also teaches us that attachment is a major source of suffering. When we cling to people, possessions, or even identities, we limit our ability to adapt and grow. Change often forces us to confront these attachments and let go of things we have held on to tightly. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning everything we hold dear. Rather, it's about accepting that nothing in life is permanent and that we cannot control every aspect of our lives. By releasing our attachments, we allow ourselves to flow with life rather than fighting against it. This doesn't mean that we won't feel sadness or fear during times of change, but it does mean that we can learn to process these emotions and move forward with acceptance. Letting go of attachments can be difficult, and it requires us to face our emotions head-on. Grieving what is lost is a natural part of the process, and it's important to allow ourselves to feel those emotions without judgment. By acknowledging the pain, sadness, or fear that comes with change, we create space for healing and growth. Buddhism teaches us that suffering is a part of life, but it is also temporary. Emotions are like passing clouds. They come and go. By practicing mindfulness, we can observe our feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them, allowing them to pass naturally instead of holding on to them. One of the most helpful tools for navigating change is meditation and mindfulness. Both practices encourage us to focus on the present moment. which can be incredibly grounding during times of uncertainty. When life is changing around us, it's easy to get caught up in worry and anxiety about what's next. Meditation helps us quiet the mind and focus on the present, while mindfulness helps us stay aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without becoming consumed by them. During times of transition, mindfulness allows us to stay centered and calm, helping us make clearer decisions and respond to change with a sense of peace. Practical steps can also make embracing change easier. Rather than getting overwhelmed by the enormity of a transition, try breaking it down into smaller, more manageable steps. If you're moving to a new city, for example, focus on one task at a time, finding a place to live, learning the layout of the city, meeting new people. Instead of feeling daunted by the big picture, take each step as it comes. By breaking down a large transition into smaller tasks, you can reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed and make the process feel more manageable. Additionally, it's helpful to seek support from others during times of change. Surround yourself with understanding people who can offer encouragement and guidance as you navigate the transition. Whether it's a friend, family member, or support group, having a community can make a significant difference in how we handle change. These people can help remind us of our strengths, offer comfort when we're struggling, and provide a sense of connection during uncertain times. Just knowing that we're not alone can make even the toughest changes feel more bearable. Remember, change is a teacher. Every shift in life, whether it's a small adjustment or a major upheaval, carries with it lessons that can help us grow and evolve. Life is full of transitions, and each one presents an opportunity to learn something new about ourselves and the world. When we begin to view change as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, we start to see it not as something to fear, but as a powerful force that can enrich our lives. Each time we embrace change, we learn to become more adaptable, more resilient, and more connected to the flow of life. Life is a continuous flow of experiences, and each moment offers us the chance to grow, evolve, and find new sources of happiness. By embracing change, we let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives and open ourselves up to the beauty of impermanence. The things we hold on to today may not be there tomorrow, but that doesn't mean we lose everything. It means that we are given the chance to step into something new, to learn, and to experience life in fresh and meaningful ways. The impermanence of life is not something to fear, it is something to embrace, for it is through change that we truly come alive. As we move through life, we realize that nothing stays the same forever, and that's what makes life so beautiful. The flow of time and the inevitability of change can teach us to cherish each moment, to appreciate what we have, and to be open to what comes next. With each change, we are given a new opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to learn new lessons, and to find new sources of joy and fulfillment. By embracing change with acceptance, curiosity, and gratitude, we unlock the door to a deeper sense of freedom and resilience. Change doesn't have to be something that takes away from us. It can be the very thing that leads us to a more meaningful and enriched life. 6. Take care of your mind and body. Living a happy and fulfilling life begins with taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically. Buddhism teaches us that balance and harmony are essential in every part of our lives, including how we care for our bodies and minds. When we prioritize our well-being, we build a strong foundation for happiness, resilience, and inner peace. Just as a house needs a solid base, a fulfilling life needs a healthy and well-cared-for mind and body. Taking care of your mind is just as important as taking care of your body. Our minds are often busy with worries, fears, or endless to-do lists. This mental clutter can leave us feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or even exhausted. Buddhism encourages practices like mindfulness and meditation to quiet the mind and create space for peace and clarity. Mindfulness helps us focus on the present moment, while meditation allows us to slow down and find calm in the midst of life's chaos. Even just a few minutes of meditation a day can make a big difference in reducing stress and helping us feel more centered. Focusing on your breath or repeating a calming mantra can help clear the mental fog, creating a sense of calm that allows us to approach challenges with greater ease. Mental self-care also includes being mindful of what we expose our minds to. Just like our bodies need nourishing food, our minds need positive and inspiring input. If we constantly consume negativity, whether from toxic relationships, endless social media, or distressing news, it can drain our mental energy and contribute to stress. Instead, we should fill our minds with uplifting books, meaningful conversations, and moments of gratitude. By choosing what we allow into our mental space, we can cultivate a more positive and peaceful inner world. The thoughts we nurture shape how we experience the world around us, so it's important to feed our minds with what nurtures our well-being. Equally important is caring for your body. Physical health and mental well-being are deeply connected. When we move our bodies, eat well, and get enough rest, we feel better not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Exercise doesn't have to be intense. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or yoga can have a profound effect on both our physical and mental health. These activities also provide a chance to practice mindfulness in action. While walking, for example, you can pay attention to the rhythm of your steps and the feel of the ground beneath your feet, grounding you in the present moment. Exercise helps reduce stress, boost mood, and increase energy levels, making it a crucial part of self-care. Nutrition plays a vital role in self-care too. A balanced diet with plenty of whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and water supports your body's ability to function at its best. How we eat affects not just our physical health, but also our mood and energy levels. Eating mindfully, paying attention to how food makes you feel, can help build a healthier relationship with your meals. Small changes, like reducing processed foods or adding more plant-based options, can make a big impact on your overall health over time. Eating nourishing food is an act of self-care that fuels both your body and mind. Rest and recovery are also critical components of self-care. In our fast-paced world, sleep is often neglected, but it's essential for both physical and mental health. Quality sleep helps our bodies recharge and gives our minds the rest they need to function clearly. Creating a bedtime routine that promotes relaxation is key. This might include turning off screens an hour before bed, practicing relaxation techniques, or reading a calming book. By giving your body and mind the rest they need, you wake up feeling more energized and focused, ready to face the challenges of the day. In addition to taking care of your physical and mental health, it's important to engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing a creative hobby, or connecting with loved ones, these moments nourish your spirit and help maintain a sense of balance in your life. Self-care doesn't just mean taking care of your body and mind, but also making time for things that bring you happiness and fulfillment. By nurturing yourself in these ways, you ensure that you are more present and available for others in your life, creating a positive and uplifting environment. Self-care is not selfish. It's a necessary part of living a happy and meaningful life. When we take care of ourselves, we are better able to show up for others, engage with the world around us, and handle life's challenges. Reflect on your current habits. Are you giving your mind and body the care they deserve? If not, consider starting small. You don't need to make drastic changes all at once. Incorporate one new healthy habit into your routine this week, whether it's taking a 10-minute walk, eating a nutritious breakfast, or taking a few minutes each day to meditate. Remember, your mind and body are your most valuable assets. Treat them with kindness and respect, and they will support you in leading a life full of vitality, joy, and inner peace. When you take care of yourself, you create the conditions for long-lasting happiness. You deserve it. By making self-care a priority, you'll not only feel better physically and mentally, but you'll also find yourself more at peace, more resilient, and better able to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and strength. So take the time to nurture yourself, mind, body, and spirit, and you'll find that the effort pays off in more ways than you can imagine. 7. Give without expecting generosity is one of the core teachings of Buddhism, and it holds the key to creating a happier and more meaningful life. In Buddhism, generosity isn't just about giving material things. It's a way of living that nurtures our hearts, enriches our relationships, and connects us to the world in profound ways. The simple act of giving, whether it's our time, resources, energy, or kindness, has the power to bring joy not only to others, but also to ourselves. The more we give without expecting anything in return, the more we cultivate a sense of abundance, compassion, and deep connection to everything around us. Generosity, in essence, is the practice of contributing to the well-being of others without any expectation of reward. At its core, true generosity is about the intention behind the act, not the size or value of what we give. In the modern world, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that generosity means giving large amounts of money, expensive gifts, or grand gestures. But in Buddhism, generosity is seen as an act of the heart. It's about offering whatever we have, no matter how small it may seem, with the intention of making someone else's life a little brighter, easier, or more joyful. Even small, simple acts of kindness can create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond what we can see. A smile to a stranger, taking a few minutes to help a colleague, or sending a thoughtful message to a friend are all acts of generosity that can brighten someone's day and add to the collective goodness in the world. Buddhism teaches that generosity, or dana, is one of the highest virtues. It's a practice that transcends material giving and focuses on the spirit of selflessness. Selfless giving helps us overcome selfishness and attachment, two things that often hold us back from fully experiencing joy. When we give without expecting anything in return, we cultivate a sense of humility, understanding, and gratitude. We also remind ourselves of the interconnectedness of all beings. Every act of giving creates a bond between us and others, showing us that we are not isolated or separate from the world, but deeply connected to it. It's not about earning recognition or rewards, but about spreading joy and kindness purely for its own sake. One of the most beautiful aspects of generosity is that it has the power to create a cycle of positivity. When we give freely and selflessly, we inspire others to do the same. Our actions encourage a culture of kindness and reciprocity, where people begin to support and uplift one another. As more people engage in selfless acts of generosity, the world becomes a more compassionate place, and our relationships with others grow stronger. This sense of connection and unity is an essential part of the Buddhist way of life. Buddhism teaches that true happiness comes from fostering good relationships with others, and generosity is one of the best ways to build those relationships. In addition to the external benefits, generosity also has profound effects on our inner well-being. Giving activates feelings of empathy, purpose, and fulfillment, all of which are essential for long-term happiness. When we offer our time, energy, or resources to help others, we not only make their lives better, but we also tap into a deep sense of satisfaction and joy. Giving helps us feel that we are making a positive difference in the world and that we are living in alignment with our values. It nurtures our inner sense of purpose, reminding us that life is not just about accumulating wealth or material possessions, but about contributing to the collective well-being of others. It's important to remember that generosity doesn't always have to involve material possessions. Some of the most meaningful gifts cost nothing at all. Your time, your attention, your patience, and your willingness to listen. In fact, one of the greatest gifts you can offer is simply being present for someone who needs support or encouragement. Sometimes, just sitting with someone who is going through a tough time, offering a listening ear, or sharing words of comfort can mean more than anything you could buy for them. These non-material acts of kindness are powerful expressions of generosity that foster connection, trust, and mutual respect. The practice of generosity is not limited to others. It also extends to ourselves. In Buddhism, self-care and self-compassion are just as important as caring for others. If we are not generous with ourselves, if we don't offer ourselves understanding, forgiveness, and love, we may find it difficult to be generous with others. By treating ourselves with kindness and care, we strengthen our ability to give to others without feeling depleted, resentful, or overwhelmed. This balance between self-care and generosity toward others is key to maintaining a sense of harmony and well-being in our lives. To embrace the practice of generosity, start by looking for small ways to incorporate it into your daily life. You don't have to make huge changes or give away all your possessions. Simply offer your kindness and time where you can. You can offer to help a neighbor with a task, donate to a cause you care about, or share knowledge and skills with someone who could benefit from them. Each small act of giving, no matter how insignificant it may seem, contributes to a kinder and more compassionate world. By making generosity a part of your daily life, you not only improve the lives of those around you, but you also cultivate an inner sense of joy and purpose. One of the beautiful things about generosity is that it has a compounding effect. Each time you give, you create a ripple that extends far beyond what you can see. Your actions may inspire others to give, and their actions may inspire even more people. As these ripples of kindness spread, they create a stronger sense of community and interconnectedness. By practicing generosity, you help to build a world where people are more compassionate, caring, and supportive of one another. If you want to embrace the practice of generosity fully, take time to reflect on how you can give more freely and selflessly in your life. What opportunities do you have to make a positive impact on others? Is there someone in your life who could benefit from your time, attention, or support? Start by making a conscious effort to give one small act of kindness each day, whether it's offering a compliment, helping a colleague, or donating to a cause. Each small action adds up. As you practice generosity, let go of any expectations or attachments to the outcome. Simply enjoy the act of giving and the joy it brings to both you and others. Generosity is a powerful force that transcends barriers, builds connections, and uplifts everyone it touches. When we give without expecting anything in return, we embody the essence of compassion. We create a deeper sense of joy and purpose in our own lives, and we contribute to the happiness and well-being of others. Buddhism teaches that true happiness lies not in what we receive, but in what we give away. By embracing the practice of generosity, we open ourselves to a life filled with meaning, connection, and fulfillment. And as we give, we receive in ways that go beyond the material. The more we give, the richer our lives become, not because of the things we accumulate, but because of the love, compassion, and joy that we share with others. Generosity is not just an act, it's a way of being. It is a mindset, a way of living in which we prioritize the well-being of others and contribute to the common good. The more we practice generosity, the more it becomes a natural part of who we are. And as we give, we find that our lives are filled with meaning, connection, and a sense of purpose that transcends material wealth. So embrace generosity in all its forms, big and small, and watch how it transforms your life and the world around you. Cultivate patience and acceptance. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. It can sometimes feel like everything is out of our control, and we find ourselves struggling to make sense of it all. We all encounter difficulties in life, whether it's facing personal loss, dealing with health issues, or navigating tough relationships. These obstacles can sometimes feel overwhelming, and it's easy to become frustrated or discouraged. Buddhism, however, teaches us that patience and acceptance are essential virtues that can help us navigate these difficulties with grace, resilience, and peace. By embracing patience, we learn to endure life's struggles without frustration, and through acceptance, we find peace with the things we cannot control. Patience is one of the core teachings in Buddhism. It is not about suppressing our emotions or ignoring our struggles, but rather about finding the strength to remain calm and steady in the face of life's inevitable obstacles. In many ways, patience allows us to take a step back and approach life with a sense of balance and wisdom rather than reacting impulsively to every inconvenience or delay. Life is full of ups and downs, and things don't always go according to plan. We often find ourselves waiting for results, waiting for people to change, or simply waiting for things to improve. During these times, patience is essential. Patience means giving ourselves the space and time to process our feelings without allowing them to overwhelm us. It means staying grounded, even when life feels chaotic or unfair. When we are patient, we don't expect instant results or immediate fixes to our problems. Instead, we acknowledge that life takes time and that growth, healing, and change all require patience. It can be difficult to wait for something we want, whether it's a new job, a relationship, or the resolution of a problem. However, patience allows us to accept that things unfold in their own time, and it reminds us that everything has its own rhythm and pace. In those moments when impatience arises, we can choose to take a step back and reflect, asking ourselves, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I respond to this situation with calm and wisdom?" Patience doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It doesn't mean ignoring your frustrations, anger, or sadness. Rather, patience involves creating the space to process those emotions without letting them take over or control your actions. For example, if you're feeling angry or frustrated with a situation, instead of reacting immediately or lashing out, patience gives you the ability to pause and reflect. This space between feeling and action is where patience thrives. We don't have to act on every impulse or emotion in the heat of the moment. By taking a deep breath and allowing ourselves time to reflect, we can respond with more clarity, kindness, and wisdom. Acceptance is another key aspect of navigating life's challenges. Acceptance and patience are deeply interconnected. While patience helps us stay steady in the face of obstacles, acceptance is about embracing life as it is, without fighting against reality. It's about acknowledging that certain things are out of our control, and instead of resisting or fighting against them, we learn to find peace with them. This doesn't mean that we give up or resign ourselves to unhappiness. Instead, acceptance is about letting go of resistance, whether it's resistance to the past, the present moment, or the future, and opening ourselves to the lessons each situation can teach. Acceptance doesn't mean that we agree with everything that happens in our lives. It doesn't mean that we condone injustice or choose to stay in harmful situations. Rather, acceptance is about acknowledging the reality of a situation and understanding that, at this moment, we may not be able to change it. Instead of fighting or wishing things were different, we accept what is and use it as an opportunity to grow, learn, and adapt. For example, if you're facing a difficult situation that you can't change, acceptance allows you to focus on what you can control, your response. By accepting the situation as it is, we free ourselves from the frustration and suffering that comes with trying to control what we cannot. Acceptance also allows us to move forward with a sense of purpose. It provides us with the mental clarity to make decisions based on our values, rather than being clouded by fear, anger, or frustration. When we accept things as they are, we can focus on what matters most and make choices that align with our deeper goals. Acceptance doesn't mean that we stop trying to improve or change things in our lives. It simply means that we accept where we are right now, without judgment, and work from that place with compassion and understanding. To practice patience and acceptance in daily life, mindfulness is key. Mindfulness helps us stay present in the moment, without getting lost in the past or the future. When faced with a challenging situation, mindfulness allows us to pause, take a deep breath, and assess the situation before reacting. This pause is an opportunity to ask ourselves important questions like, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I respond with kindness and understanding? By training ourselves to pause and reflect in the face of challenges, we can approach difficult moments with more patience, calm, and clarity. For example, when something goes wrong or doesn't go as planned, it's easy to get upset or frustrated. But by practicing patience and acceptance, we can learn to approach the situation differently. Instead of reacting impulsively or blaming ourselves or others, we can pause and acknowledge that life is unpredictable and that things don't always go as we hope. In this moment of acceptance, we create space for reflection, allowing us to choose a more measured and thoughtful response. This small shift in how we approach life's challenges can have a profound impact on our ability to handle stress and adversity with grace. Patience and acceptance also apply to how we treat ourselves. Personal growth is a journey, and it's normal to make mistakes, feel stuck, or struggle with difficult emotions along the way. We need to be patient with our own progress and accept that growth often happens in small, incremental steps. There will be moments of discomfort, setbacks, and times when we feel discouraged. But instead of beating ourselves up or expecting perfection, we can practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same patience, understanding, and kindness that you would offer a loved one. Allow yourself to make mistakes, learn from them, and continue moving forward. Another helpful practice for cultivating patience and acceptance is incorporating simple mantras into your daily routine. Repeating affirmations like, "This moment is enough," or "I accept what I cannot change," can help shift your mindset toward patience and acceptance. These mantras can serve as gentle reminders to stay grounded in the present moment and to accept the flow of life as it is. Over time, these practices will help you build a deeper sense of calm and resilience, allowing you to approach challenges with a greater sense of ease. Reflecting on your own life can help you identify situations or relationships where you could practice more patience or acceptance. Maybe it's being kinder to a difficult coworker, finding peace with a past disappointment, or giving yourself the time you need to heal or grow. By identifying these areas in your life and intentionally practicing patience and acceptance, you bring more peace into your daily existence. It's about creating space for growth and healing, both for yourself and others. Incorporating patience and acceptance into your life can have a profound effect on your overall well-being. These virtues remind us that even in the face of difficulty, there is always room for growth, understanding, and peace. Life's challenges are an inevitable part of the human experience, but when we approach them with patience and acceptance, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and open our hearts to the beauty of life's imperfections. By cultivating these qualities, we not only navigate life's struggles with greater ease, but we also find a deeper sense of purpose, inner peace, and resilience that carries us forward. Ultimately, patience and acceptance are about understanding that life will always have ups and downs, but it is our response to these challenges that defines our happiness and well-being. By embracing patience and acceptance, we can transform life's difficulties into opportunities for growth and wisdom. These virtues offer us the tools to live with more compassion, mindfulness, and grace, no matter what life throws our way. Happiness isn't a destination. It's a practice, something we cultivate every day through the choices we make and the mindset we embrace. The teachings of Buddhism offer us timeless wisdom on how to create a life filled with profound joy and serenity. By practicing gratitude, focusing on nurturing meaningful relationships, and embracing personal growth, we can unlock the true potential for happiness that resides within us. These practices don't require perfection, but rather consistent effort and a willingness to connect with the present moment and the people around us. As we conclude, remember that happiness is a journey, not something we arrive at. It's in the small daily acts of kindness, the moments of reflection, and the willingness to grow that we create a life of peace and fulfillment. Whether it's a smile shared with a stranger, a moment of gratitude for what we have, or a quiet pause to reflect, these are the moments that shape our happiness. Thank you for spending your time with us today and exploring these life-changing insights. If these secrets resonated with you, share this video with someone who could use a little more peace and happiness in their life. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that will inspire and uplift you on your journey to living a meaningful and joyful life. Until next time, take care and be well.